my last video, I drafted a fitted dress block pattern for my mom because she requested for some dresses, and this is her first request. So I made an abaya dress for her. It's a kaftan with long sleeve and a cuff. So she requested for this style, which I did for her. So I used her basic fitted dress block pattern. I just tweaked it a little bit, just a little bit, to make this. So if you're interested, watch my last video on how to make a basic fitted dress block pattern for plus size. I'm going to show you an illustration on how to draft the pattern for this dress. So for the illustration, I've already drafted her fitted dress block pattern, so you can check out that video. So I just made this out. So if you have your fitted dress block pattern, you trace that out. So the first thing, we'll start with the neck. So for her neck, I increased the neck width to 5.5 inch. So let's say 5.5 inch is this place right here. I hope you can see that. Let me check. Okay, yeah, let's say this is 5.5 inch. Then I raised the neck length to 2 inches. I'm gonna put all the measurements here later when I'm done, and take a photograph and post it on my Facebook group. So you should join my Facebook group so you can get the pattern. So I'm just gonna, this is 2 and this is 5.5. So just to widen the neck a bit. So I'm going to recreate the neck cuff. So I'm going to clean all this. Let me erase that to get back. So I've erased this. So before covering the neck, I have to connect my shoulder slant back. The shoulder slant is 1.6. I'm going to put all those measurements back once I'm done. So let me say this is the 1.6 right here. So this is my shoulder slant is back. Then I create the curve. So the guideline is from there I went in 1 inch and up 1/2 inch. Then I create my curve. So this is the curve here, the neck curve. So we have it that I left it that to give like more allowance to the waist. So I added 1 inch here. That's 1 inch including the ease and the seam allowance. So I'm just gonna add the 1 inch right here. Don't forget there's another 1 inch added to the waist just to give the waist ease. So if you don't need this 1 inch, you can just do your seam allowance 1/2 inch. So let's say this is my 1 inch seam allowance and ease. So here will be the center fold, this line right here. So this line right here, I'm going to take out 1.5 inches. So this is going to be my fold, and this adds to the ease of the kaftan. It makes the kaftan free. This is 1.5 inches. So this makes the kaftan freer. So now I'm going to put the facing, the neck facing. So for the neck facing, I went down 2 inches, then connect 2 inches from here. This neck facing, you're gonna trace that out. So this is my neck facing. So you use your tracing wheel and you trace the neck facing out on a different pattern paper. Your neck facing will not be included here because this side you're gonna sew down and you pleat it in. So you don't need this. You don't need facing to get to this end here. So this is all for the front. So what we did was just to expand the neck, add 1.5 for the pleats, and for the ease add 1 inch for the, if you don't need this here, if you want to take out the dart, I left the dart, so if you want to take out the dart, fine. I just want it to be free so it will look more like a kaftan abaya, so it doesn't show too much shape. So this is it here. So now for the back, the dart allowance is still here. What you need to do for the back, you can just trace this front to get your back and you continue. So let's say we trace the front for the back, so we already have our allowance here. That's the ease and the sewing allowance, that's the seam allowance. We already have that here. So next we will create our neck, expand the neck, same thing by 1.5 inches. Then this still remain the same. This is 1 inch. The neck length is 1 inch, so we still maintain the 1 inch for the neckline. So I'm just gonna connect this. So yeah, gonna do this. I'll make this neater. So here we're gonna create the curve, same thing as the front, just add your guidelines and you create your curve. So you can see that well. So here we'll mark in our 1 inch for our zipper allowance. So you don't have to use zipper allowance because the neck is wide. You can put in your head, but if you don't leave enough ease, then you need a zipper allowance. I left enough ease, but my mom, she's old and she needs more freedom and she needs more freedom in her dress, so I had to put a zipper allowance here. So here, creating the neck facing, you start from the zipper allowance because you're going to fold it while sewing. So just create your, don't forget to trace this out. You're not going to cut this out, you're just going to trace it on another pattern paper. Likewise, the front, you trace this too. So this is all for the back. Don't forget we traced the front to get the back. So this is all for the back. Why for the sleeve? The sleeve has a slash and spread up here to give the gathering effect up, and there is also a design here. So first you measure half of your sleeve. This is 25, so half of 25. I will write the measurement down later. So this is it here. Then you go down 2 inches. So this one you trace out first. You trace this out first. Then the band is 2 inches also. For the band, you trace out the band 2 inches also. Then after tracing that out, you create your slash lines. So create your slash lines, and this is it. And you cut out your slash lines and you spread it to whatever how much you want the gathering. If you want too much gathering, you spread. If you don't want, this is how it should be. So I'm going to impute all the measurements and cut this pattern out. I impute the measurement, do a video, then cut it out. So let me do that. So this is the measurement. I'm going to post the picture on my Facebook page. So here we go. So posting on Facebook group, This is the group name, Pattern Drafting and Sewing for Beginners. I'm gonna put the link anyway, but in case if you cannot go through the link, so this is the name, you just type it out. We bought a crepe fabric. She prefers the cotton crepe fabric because it's light, so we got 6 yards, 3 yards for me, 3 yards for her. I created the neck design and the sleeve design myself using the sequence. I bought an invisible zipper and a matching thread. So this is the actual pattern I used. I drafted the pattern on a newspaper, so yeah, I just cut it out on the fabric. Before sewing, I created the neck design because the neck design will be used to determine the pleat length. The first thing, I want to sew the center. I already notched the center here, so I'm just going to sew it down up to the length of this. So I'm just going to mark where it will stop. By the way, this is the back, so I'm just gonna pin down to this side from the back. This is the facing. I'm going to lock the bottom of the facing first. Next, I want to attach the facing, the front facing. So I'm going to attach the front facing before pressing this and the facing. So you can see the notched parts here, so I'm just gonna align them together and pin. So I'm going to sew here, then flip over, then press. So I have pressed. I did top stitch. You can see the top stitch here, just to make everything move back easily. So next I'm going to hand stitch this here, right here. So this is my needle and thread, so I'm just gonna hand stitch. It's time to make the back. I'll be using an invisible zipper. So I have two zipper foots, so I'll be using both. After attaching the zipper, I will use this one at the end just to get the line, the stitch line, straight down to the length of the dress. So I'm going to pin this. I have videos on how to I have a video on how to attach an invisible zipper. I'm going to lock the edge of the zipper allowance. I'm just going to attach the facing. So I just fold this part here and attach the facing. Okay, next I will attach the shoulders together. I'll first lock it before sewing. To work on the sleeve. So now I'm going to gather this top part. That's where the gathering is, slash and spread, where I did the slash and spread. So I'm just going to gather that. So I have gathered the top. So next I'm going to measure where I'm going to put the design. So I created this design, so I'm just going to measure 13 inches. So next I'm going to pleat this place just enough so my design can fall through. You can see we still have enough space here and there, so I'm going to pleat it. I'm going to use my needle and thread. So I'm going to be sewing up here first, then bring it down like this. Using the needle and thread to gather that center part was not working out for me, so I used the sewing machine to gather the parts before sewing the design. You can lock the edge of the design before you attach to the sleeve. So this is it here. So I'll put the design on this place later. So now for the cuff, I have this for the cuff and I have this bias tape. So I'm not going to do the traditional cuff. I'm not doing the traditional cuff. I'm just going to do the normal cuff. So if you want to do the traditional cuff, I have 2 videos on that. So I'm just going to put that on the screen for you to check those videos out. Alright, so now I am going to create my cuff slit and attach my cuff. So from here I'm going in 3 inches. This 1 inch is for my sewing allowance, so I'm just okay. So 3 inches I just pin here to indicate the point. So next I'll go up 3 inches. So this bias tape, I'm going to use it to sew. So I'm just going to pin it around. And sew straight like this. So for the cuff, I'm just going to close here and here. Before attaching the cuff to the sleeve, I sewed the sides of the sleeve just a few inches down and then sew the cuff. So watch those videos on the screen to understand better. Next, I attach the sleeve to the dress. So next, I'm going to sew the side seams from the sleeve. As you can see the way I pinned it. So I'm just gonna sew the side seam, then I would hem the bottom. So next, I'm gonna work on the design for the sleeve. So that is all so easy. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Don't leave without subscribing. Bye bye.